Hey guys, Ragnarok54 here, and welcome back to another Runescape video. Today I am going to be doing a bank video. So I mentioned this in a previous video, and I have actually gotten around to doing it. I wanted to do this because it's the beginning of the school year, and I wanted to know just how much I made during the school year once it's over. So it'll be interesting to do that, and then maybe I'll do another one over the summer and see how much I can make over the summer versus the school year. And I personally kind of want to know what my bank is worth because I haven't done a bank video in so long. So I'm also doing this because I may or may not lose quite a bit of my money soon, but that is definitely for another video. So without further ado, let us get into the bank. So I did actually almost organize this just for this video. It's not an organized bank by any means. I do not pretend to be organized, so please do not rage at me too hard. I try. This first tab is just a mess, so you're gonna have to bear with me. So first tab is pretty much useless up at the top because the things up at the top are the things that I haven't used in like forever. So I just have some like necklaces, some random quest stuff that I don't want to destroy but is not really useful to me. And then once we get down to my skill capes, it kind of starts to matter. So I have my skill capes there, just some more random quest stuff, and then I have the armor sets that I use relatively frequently for Slayer and bossing and anything like that. So that's worth quite a bit of money. I have my rings, some food handy right underneath the armor, and yeah, that's pretty much everything that's in my Infinity tab. So the second tab is my farming tab, and it's pretty self-explanatory. I have my seeds, some pineapples that I buy periodically to make super compost, some super compost, buckets, and then I have my coconuts, cactus spines. I don't collect papayas anymore. Lantodime seeds, Lantodymes, and my magic secateurs, and obviously the other stuff I use to do my farm runs. So the next tab is my potions tab. It used to be organized at one point, I swear it really was, but now it's kind of organized, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I just have the potions I use most commonly and several decant doses of them. Since I only recently got the herblore level to make extremes, I don't yet have the same setup that I do for my other potions that I do for extremes. So maybe one day I will have that in the future. I have some. I don't have like one or two. I have quite a few, so I'm not going to run out anytime too soon unless I decide to do some bossing a lot. This is pretty self-explanatory tab. I have a lot of anti-fires and a lot of adrenaline potions. I made those to train herblore and those for QBD. I also have some Grenwall spikes, and the reason why I only have 4 is because I get them from my box traps, and every time I get 5, I make an extreme ranging potion. So that's why I'm never going to have really more than 5. And that's all for that tab. So the next tab is the magic tab / teleporting tab. I have my runes and my teleport tablets. Also have some random stuff that doesn't really fit anywhere else. And my Gano armor. I don't really use this because if you guys remember in this tab I do have subjugation that I use for magic now because it gives a damage bonus, and most oops, wrong tab. Most stuff I do with magic is Slayer and not bossing, and I'd rather have a non-degradable armor that is DPS armor as opposed to tank armor, so that's why I have that. I also have my Armadillo stuff in here. So my next tab is my summoning tab. I obviously have all my charms, stuff to make summoning pouches like shards, pouches, my spiritual gems, and some useful pouches like unicorns and yaks and their respective scrolls, which I am almost out of. I also use bunyips every once in a while if I'm on Slayer. And my summoning crates, which I've never actually used. I'm actually going to use them in the double XP weekend. And not too much else in this tab. So the next tab is my Slayer tab. So this has been my work in progress for the past long time, I guess, for the past few months. I am currently at almost 18 million Slayer XP, so that's pretty exciting. It's my most organized tab by far. I really like how it looks. Obviously it's not completely organized yet. It still is lacking in some regards, especially near the bottom. It's not exactly organized at all. So up top it's kind of easier because it's the drops that I get a lot, and then down here is more of the rare drops, like the unique drops like Whip and Visage and stuff. Also, this is my just Bandos / Slayer tab because Bandos is really the only boss I do besides like QBD and Armadyl, which I only do on task. So everything in here is from Slayer except for the Org Bones, obviously the Bandos drops, and like 10 rune plate bodies and 10 rune longswords. So this is obviously a very expensive tab, and I'm not going to take everything out, I don't think, for this video. I'm just going to price check it alone so that I can work on that. It's going to take me a while to price check this entire thing. I might put it into a website that price checks it for you so I don't actually have to take everything out and reorganize it. But yeah, I will somehow manage to price check this tab. My next tab is my old clue scroll tab, which is almost turned into my warbands tab. I used to do a lot of easy clue scrolls, so I pretty much sold all the stuff I used for those. I still have like a few things that I should probably get rid of because I'm nearing bank being full, which I really hate. I've had that so often recently. And now at the bottom here is the stuff that I actually use for warbands. I just grab some of this stuff and go out to warbands. So my second to last tab is my Squeal of Fortune tab, and it's not all the stuff from Squeal of Fortune because my next tab is kind of my skilling tab. This is kind of the non-skilling portion of my Squeal of Fortune tab, even though most of the things are for skilling anyways. I could probably merge these two tabs, but I don't really need another tab right now, so I don't see any reason to do that. I do still have pendants, if you guys remember what the pendants were. I have some like D&D tokens, which I should probably use. Because they're just being wasted if they're just sitting in my bank. Other than that, there's not anything too interesting. I have my portables, I have my Lucky Armadyl crossbow, which I won, Silverhawks, which are out of charges, and I can't really afford to recharge them right now. Heart Freezer, Crystal Amulet, like doubloons in my swag bag, stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much all in this tab. So my last tab is my skilling tab. Obviously it is not organized at all, but there's not really any way to organize this, I don't think. At least not that I could think of off the top of my head. So I have my maple shield bows, I guess they're called now. My maple logs, I bought 100,000 of these at one point, and I've just been fletching them, burning some, I also have my skilling outfit pieces, like botanists, like diviners, or shamans, I mean diviners and like artisan, the things that give you bonus XP and skills, so those are really useful. I also have some more Squeal of Fortune stuff that has to do with skills, random Squeal of Fortune stuff. As I said, these tabs could probably be merged. And then some divination stuff, Marintil for prayer, protean planks, thieving stuff, and just general skilling stuff. So those are all of my tabs. I will now take out the expensive stuff and price check it. I will show you guys at each inventory so you guys can see and so that I don't forget what something is worth. So I'll do that and I'll get right back to you guys. Okay, so I just finished price checking the Infinity tab and it was 307,395,300 GP worth of stuff. So I'm actually really surprised with how much that was worth. The reason why it's still all here is because I actually did it on my calculator, and it's not on the computer. I used my actual, my calculator that I used for school to do it. As you can see, I was examining all the prices of everything and stuff like that to find the grand exchange price. So that's why I didn't take it out, because it looks so nice. I wanted to keep it there for however long I can, if I could talk clearly. And for the degradable stuff, I looked it up on the forums, and that's how I got the prices for those. So I can't show you guys that, but if you want, you can look at this and look up the prices. It is legit. But yeah, so that was worth 307 mil. I'm pretty happy with that. And now I am on to the second tab. I didn't really have anything too much in the second tab since it's just farming, and I can show it to you guys since I can take it out and put it right back in. Right on my calculator here, I will add 10,160,737. Alright, it has been added. I will get the next tab and be back with you guys. Okay, so my potions tab, I can't really price check a whole lot of the things because the things that are worth a lot of money in here are the anti-fires and the adrenaline potions and my extremes. So that's the reason why it's not very expensive. It costs me a lot of money, but it's not technically worth any money. So I'm not going to be counting that as any value. The only value I'm going to be adding is 523,202. And so not too expensive of a tab. It is an expensive tab, but not in the way that I can actually price check it. So I'll be on to the next tab, which hopefully will be worth a little bit more. So I'm done with the magic tab now. Let's put this one in 36 mil, so that's quite a bit better than the last few tabs. It's actually adding some value to my bank. Let me add 36, 677, 913 to the total, bringing it up to 350 million, so we're getting up there. Also, I have some Ganodermic in this tab, which I'm pretty sure is worth somewhere around 3 mil, so I'm just going to add 3 mil into it. I don't think adding a little bit too much or a little bit not enough is going to affect it very much, so I'm just going to go with 3 mil being the price. So if you guys are wondering where a lot of the money come from, that's because I'm multiplying 382,000 by 25, because that's the price of each spirit shard. So this is going to give me 9.5 mil, which I'm going to add right now, plus 9550000. And the rest of my summoning tab is not worth a whole lot, so it's only worth 950k, but hey, I guess 950k is better than 0k, so I will gladly add that to the total and get on to the next tab, which is the Slayer tab. I'm not really too sure what I'm going to do about that, but I will somehow get it done and get back to you guys with a price. Alright, so I am back with the first inventory of the Slayer tab, and what I'm actually going to do is take out everything starting from the beginning and take out an inventory and then put this back in the bottom, and then take out everything and then take out everything and then take out everything and like put it back in. And if I'm thinking correctly, then it will put everything back exactly where it was. I really hope this works because I do not want to have to redo my entire Slayer tab. This looks like it's going to be worth a lot of money. I haven't price checked my Slayer tab. This isn't 100% from Slayer, as I mentioned the Bandos things and stuff, but since it's not a Slayer loot video, it doesn't really matter. So 41 mil for the first inventory. That's pretty nice. It doesn't have the most valuable stuff in it, but it does have like my my Bandos drops and stuff like that, so it is pretty valuable. So I will get another inventory and be back with you guys with the price check. Alright, I am back with the second inventory of the tab, and this one has like my ores and stuff in it and my herbs, so I'm thinking this one is going to be actually pretty valuable. So boom, almost 50 mil, 8 mil more than the last one. The last one was still pretty valuable because it did have my bossing stuff in it. Really happy with how this is turning out so far. This is pretty much as valuable as my last Slayer tab video was, which was 92 to 99, and this is not even close to the same amount of experience as that was, so showing that my Slayer is reaping me some pretty good rewards. So I will be back with the next inventory. Alright, so in this second inventory there is like some untradeable items like my spirit seeds and my Grim Gem, so I'm really hoping that they stay in their same places, but I need to take them out so that it fixes the Slayer tab when I put them back in. So I'm going to check. I really hope they stay in their same places, because if they don't, I'm not going to be very happy. Alright, so 22.2 mil, not worth as much because I'm getting down to the less valuable stuff, but still worth quite a sum. I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. Get that added and see if everything changes in their same place. Yes, everything stayed in their same place. That is very fortunate that I will not be having to hurt myself tonight because my Slayer tab is no longer organized. Alright, so I will get back with the next tab. So here is another inventory of Slayer tab. 21 mil, and this one also has my spirit seeds in it, so hopefully they go back to the right places again. I will add 21, 120, 821 to the price check and get back to you guys with yet another inventory. Okay, I am back with what looks to be the second to last inventory of my Slayer tab. I know it's quite large, and it is worth 23 mil this time, and the reason why it's worth a little bit more is because it has my rare drops, even though most of them aren't really even worth anything. Like dark bows and whips worth like nothing, along with the whip vines and various other things. Like the Seer Coal 21k rare drop, same drop rate as the Dragon Hatchet. But anyways, I'll add 23, 477, 811 to the total, and finally be back with the last tab, last inventory of the Slayer tab in just a second. I just took out the last inventory of the Slayer tab, and it is just barely one place short of being perfectly split into, I think, 5 different inventories worth. There's that one curved bone that is just barely not fitting there, which will be the last, and it does look like Actually, it does look like it lined up perfectly. So that is awesome. I think it did line up perfectly. I think I put that curved bone there earlier today because everything looks to be in order. Oh no, that it's good that once I take that out. My bad. So anyways, let me price check this to get that out of the way. It does have a lot of the untradeable stuff in this one. And only 11 million. Kind of disappointing, but of course it is the bottom of the Slay tab, so it's not going to be worth very much money. But I do have a lot of money in these water talismans from DKs. That was pretty nice when I got the Dagonoth task. So let me put this back in, take out the curved bone, and put that at the bottom. Nice, it worked perfectly. I'm really happy that it actually worked, so I didn't have to do anything too extravagant to have to make that work. So I will get on to my next tab, which is pretty much worth nothing. So I'm going to add like 500k for this tab because the like Gothic's Coif and various things are worth like small amounts of money, but don't want to forget any of that money. So I just added 500k and onto the next tab, which is also doesn't really have anything, but it does have these monkfish that I like cooked all myself a while ago. And these forges I'm all going to put at 50k each, even though they are a little bit more expensive than that. I'm just going to put them at that so that I can put a value on them. So that's going to be 125k. No, that's so wrong. 250k, 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 so that's 750k added on to whatever this price checks for, which is 14 million. So I will add 14,487,088 and also add on that 750k, and I'll get on to the next tab. So finally, my skilling tab. These things are, I think, worth a lot of money, but I wouldn't be too surprised if they weren't because I haven't price checked them in forever. Okay, so I didn't really realize that most of that stuff is like the skilling outfits and stuff, so it's not exactly tradable, but I will price check it nonetheless. The few things that were adds up to a good 9.75 mil. I will definitely happily add that. And that leaves not too much to be added. I will add my 98 mil that I have here. So it's at, oh, it's almost actually 99 mil. Good thing I didn't just add 98 mil. And also I need to add the money that was in my Slayer tab. I actually forgot to add that when I was there. So examine coins plus another 11,735,854. So that brings us up to a grand total of 673,755,911 coins. Sorry, my calculator doesn't have any commas, so I was very confused as to what that was actually worth. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm really surprised it was over even 600 mil after I bought 95 prayer and 96 summoning. So that's awesome. I'm really happy it's actually worth that much. I wasn't expecting that. So I guess I'll tell my clan now I kept them waiting. So with this money, I will probably be spending it on making a lot of overloads once double XP weekend comes, because I'll probably have 94 or if not 95 or 96 Herblore once it comes. So I'll be really excited to do that. By 99 summoning and prayer and maybe a bit of crafting, but I'm not too sure about that. But I don't want to spend all of it because I really want to have enough cash to buy some gear and stuff. My Slayer tab itself was worth quite a bit. It was like like 2 inventories of 40 mil, 2 inventories of 20 mil, and that it was like, oops, I accidentally like punched my calculator there. Sorry about that. But it's probably worth around 150 mil, so I was excited about that. So I think I'm going to be selling that once I get. I'm not really sure when I'm going to sell it, but I'll be selling that one day. But before I do that, I'm only at 98 mil, so I can't buy a whole lot of stuff. Obviously, I do have Torva and Pernix. I don't have a Pernix helm, or cowl, I guess. So it would be nice to get that along with the gloves and stuff, because it's kind of awkward using Bandos gloves with Torva. And I just don't have enough money to be doing that. I also want level 90 weapons, because I have I'm using a Royal Crossbow and a Armadillo Battle Staff, so that's kind of pathetic. I really want the level 90 weapons, at least the level 90 mage weapon and ascensions at least. That would be really nice. I'm not sure if the ascensions are cheaper or more expensive than the level 92 handed range weapon, the Noxious Bow. so I'll be looking at that. But I just don't have enough money to be doing that, so I'm just going to be keeping up with Slayer. Even though it's not making me any cash, I might go to bosses like Bando some more and actually sell that loot since it's not part of Slayer, and I want to keep that separate so I can make a bit of money doing that. Other than that, I don't have any plans for making money. Maybe I'll start flipping again. It is really good money, but I just can't find the motivation to flip it. It's just too much mental work. But maybe one day I will find the motivation again and make bank. It would be nice to have a like 1 bill plus bank, because that's always been my goal on RuneScape. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to let me know anything, then I guess leave a comment. If you did enjoy it, leave a like and subscribe for more. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.